Hello, everybody, and welcome today to our session. Today, we're gonna be talking one of the most exploration topics in top executive levels, right? In which countries it's based on organizations, startup companies, companies introducing new product levels or improving and enhancing their product by building a certain strategy. So today we're going to be looking about strategic management. It is being considered as the field study of many processes in which a firm or organization, they do have a certain vision, right? And when it comes to vision, it has to deal with what is the idea I need to perform. So what do I see myself in the upcoming years? How can I penetrate the market? That's a vision. I have an eye seeing towards a certain item or certain idea I need to accomplish. And the mission, it is the course of action, the work I'm going to perform in order to achieve that idea, which is the vision. As well, the goals. So the goals are the things which I do see that it should occur and it should happen, right? And I should able to establish, right, which I want to see them. And the objectives, it's the plan that will help me in order to achieve those goals in a way that you're going to craft and execute a hierarchy of levels of the organization, which is taken from bottom-top approach. It consists of you're having operation level operated by an operation manager. You do have a function level, which is the allocation of your resources. You do have a business level strategy, right? It is the way you're going to achieve a strategic analysis by using many tools such as SWOT, such as business level plan, such as the strategic plan, right? And then you do have your corporate level, right? How I'm going to be merging with joint ventures with other corporate business such as banks and such as big industries and all of that. So all of that in order to produce a deliverable known as a competitive advantage, right? So a return of investment, a market, big market share. So that's a competitive advantage. So in simple, we would say that a strategy, right, it is defined as having a high level plan, right? And that high level plan, right, it is used in order to achieve a goal or a specific set of goals, right, that are operating in a media of uncertainty, of risks, of external environments, right, internal environments, right, and those risks which they can cause limitations to our objectives and our vision. So here you need to build a plan to achieve that objective that you need to introduce, and the way you're going to plan for it, right, and to achieve the goal, right, and all the set of goals working under uncertainty. Now there are other philosophers, right, who they come from different roads, right, who they have different opinions on the definition of a strategy. For example, Chandler in 1962, he said, well, a strategy, it is the act in which it determines the basic long-term goals. So those are the long-term goals, the basic ones, and you will have a certain of adaptation of that process. So it comes from agile, right? You will have an adaptive process, right, set in place that you will be able to use it in order to achieve your long-term goals, right? And you will require, beside that, to have allocation of resources in order to produce that competitive advantage, in order to produce that deliverable, that's vision, right? Now, Mintzberg in 1979, he has another opinion of defining a strategy. He says that a strategy is a mediation, it's a medium level in between the organization and the structure. In other words, it is a consistence of patterns, right, of decision, group of decision making that they are operated within towards the environment. Now, in according to Berthold, he does have he says, well, a strategy, I have a different opinion from the broad standard definition of it. Now, in the standard definition, we said that it is the study, right? It is the study field of a process in which an organization or a firm sets its vision, mission, objectives, and goals, right? And executing, right, at different hierarchy of levels. Now, in order to produce that, right, in with the strategy of Chandler, he says that, well, you need to allocate resources, right, in order to achieve that definition of strategic management. Now, Berthold, right, he does have different opinion. He says, well, it's not about allocation of resources, but it's more of stretching of the resources and performing a less resource leveling. So it means I need to distribute the resources among my portfolios, right? And then I need to make sure that there is a level in counterbalance in between the resources whom they are working on their activities in an equal rights. Porter, in 1997, he has a different opinion, right? He says, well, the strategy, it is considered of different notations, right? And every product, right, so every product you're producing, it must have a set mixture of value, and that's what makes it a high demand onto the product. So every product, it does have different value, and that different value has different taste in which the customer, right, he or the consumer would select for the best for his business and will be able to promote it to the consumers. Now, the other perspective, we have talked about Mintzberg, who talked about in 1979 about the mediation in between the structure and the organization, and saying that this is a form of consistency of patterns of decision making that operates into the environment. And he says, well, you know, in order to achieve the strategy, you need to have 5 prime factors to perform. First of all, you should have an establishment of a plan. So a plan, it is the way you're going to operate through, right? And you're going to help you in order to achieve your vision, goals, and the objectives. And the objectives, again, it's the plan that's going to be used to achieve your goals. Patterns, it is the cost of actions you're going to undertake and you're going to execute that plan, in which you'll be able to position in which market share I'm going to have my business. Is it going to be in the Middle East, in North Africa, right? Or 15% of in the Middle East and North Africa, I'm going to have 5%, and that makes up 20. And then I'm going to have 25% in Europe, and I'm going to have, let's say, 10% in let's say in Canada, right? So it is the positioning of your business, the location you're going to set. Ploy, it is how you're going to maneuver and goes around your competitors. They could be producing the similar products to yours, but with different brand names, but how you're going to maneuver around them. Perspective, it is your direction and the view. You're going to see whether I have a direction and view. I'm going to produce a new product into the market, a new service, or the current service I'm going to enhance it, or the new product I'm going to build a commodity from it, right? And that will be building your competitive advantage. So these are the 5 P's you're going to use according to Mintzberg in order to produce the strategy. Now, remember when you discussed about the definition of the strategic management and starter definition, we said that in order to craft and execute at different business levels. So those are the business level from bottom up, right? Operation from the, as you can see from the pyramid, you do have operation strategy, in which is the working units that are going to produce the competitive advantage, right? The functional strategy is the resources that were going to be allocated onto the operation strategy. And again, resources does not only include individual, but it includes as well the hardware, right? It includes as well the materials you're going to use, and as well the tools. The strategy and the business strategy here I'm going to adopt, it comes from the analysis, strategic analysis I've done, I could be using SWOT, I could be using business strategy level, right? I could be using a plan, strategic level, right? In order that to know which is the best fit analysis tool that will aid me, right, in order to produce my strategy. Now, then we have corporate strategy. Corporate, it means how I'm going to work with my joint venture businesses, or if I'm having customers from banks, from enterprises, big enterprises, how I'm going to cooperate, right? How we're going to work together. So that's the level of business strategy that we are aiming to introduce, right, to our business. Right. So what are the benefits once I adopt strategic management in place in my position? Now, through our course that we provide you not only with the knowledge based on strategic management, but we do as well provide you with the practical appliance on how to build your strategy or how you enhance your strategy, right? And thus that you will be able to help you as well how to generate ideas, right, for your business. Since if your market, let's say today we're all affected, many organizations affected by the COVID-19, so they don't know how to penetrate the market anymore and they stand still and they're losing money. So we're performing what we call a loss of aversion. So a loss of aversion that when you adopt the strategic management, it means that we increase your chances of growth and reduce your losses, right? So that's the form of the loss aversion. So the benefits once you take the course with us, right, and we're going to let you as well practically to build your strategic management plan, right, and how to analyze your strategies and how to introduce new strategies, that is continuous improvement on your strategy. So once you take the course with us, you will be able to establish a mission, right? And when we discussed the mission from the definition of strategic management, is say that the way you're going to execute your vision, your plan you have introduced. So the accomplishment, how you're going to accomplish your vision is through the mission. So you will have a formulated philosophy, right? Well, I do have from the analysis, I'm going to use that strategy, right? For example, I'm going to adapt the Chandler, right? Or I'm going to apply the philosophy of Mintzberg, right? Or of Porter, right? Or of Berhalt. Which one you're going to adopt? So according, and in which that will be able to introduce to me a set of objectives, right? And I will be able, that is again, we're looking at high level plan, right? And I'm able to develop my own strategy that I'm going to develop, right? And again, on the basis of Chandler, the basis of Porter, no stuff. Again, you will be able to have policies, right? Now, that's the thing which I did when I was the chief executive at Egypt branch of Wasseltech, right? Is that I had built a cooperative environment by building the policy and procedures with the HR department and the whole employees who are working, that we need to set a policy that we are all comfort with, we're all adapted to, and applies to all of us, right? And that's what we had succeeded with the organization, okay? As well today in SoftClick, right? We did as well have a certain established procedures, right? And policy and procedures that we are following with our teams, right? And that's why the organization is succeeding and still it is sustained, right, into the market, even we do due to the circumstances of the COVID and the economic deflations and the crisis of economics. Again, we're still right into the market and we're still to have a competitive edge, right? So we do have standards that we adopt, right? Right, the importance of strategic management, right? Again, when I'm gonna have a strategic management in place, right, I will be able to see the shape of my organization from 5 years from today, right? For example, let's say someone who has started up a project or an organization, right? So the startup organization, he needs to move from the medium, his strategy, I need to become, in the coming 3 years, I want to become a limited liability organization. In the 5 years, I need to become a corporate. In the 10 years, I need to be a multinational organization, right? So you have established a strategy, and we have the mission, how you're going to, the course of actions or the pattern you're going to use to achieve that vision, right? And throughout uh, the plan you're achieving, and you're able to see the organization, whether it's growing, right, or whether it is, there are standing points that you need to take corrective actions in order to, and recommended continuous improvement, so that you're able to achieve the next target. Again, you will be able to understand throughout your moving, whom are my competitors? How is my product getting penetrated into the market? How is my product getting a certain level of categorization that it can be promoted to our external markets, right? So I would have a deep understanding of the competitive advantage and the risks that is surrounding me, and how I'm able to build a risk response plan, which comes into the third point, the enhanced awareness of threat. Now, through our strategic analysis, we do perform SWOT analysis as well. We do the divergence, the opposite, which is called the TOWS, and that's the threat, the opportunities, and the weakness and the strengths, right? So we will be able to know what are the threats we do have when we perform a comparison externally to internal environment. That's the TOWS to the SWOT, right? So the strengths, the threats will be opposed to the strengths. So instead of having threats, we were going to make strengths, right? And making use of the SWOT, which we do adopt it inside our internal organization, so that the S, which is the strengths, uh, to be opposed against the threat, and to reduce the reluctancy of having threats to our business. Again, reducing the resistance of change, right? Now, we could see that in governmental sectors, we do have a lot of employees, right, whom they are resistance of change in technology, right, from paperwork to digital transformation. And that's what's, when you build a strategy and you explain to them the strategy and they contribute into the strategy, they will be either to mobilize through having a mobility throughout using the technology, right, and showing the advantages of using the system, right, and it's better than the electronic media, better than the paperwork, and how you can be able to go green, right, instead of wasting a lot of papers. Again, you'll be able to have, through strategic management, to be proactively having preventive measures, right? So I'm able to have prevention capabilities, right? How I'm going to prevent from my business to be going into a slap of cracks, right? And how to have a slippage, to prevent slippage going into a dark zone, right? So you will be able to know the problem proactively from the strategic management, and you will be able to have a risk response towards it, right? Again, as we said, formulating of better strategy. I will, throughout my media, moving from startup to limited liability, I will have continuous improvement to my strategy. Well, my first strategy did not work. It had worked with 50%. I need to work it in 75%, or I'm going to make it 85%. So you'll be able to formulate better strategy. So this is the most important areas of having a strategic management to be adopted in place. So a strategic management process, when you have your own plan, so it starts from the first station of strategic intent, what you're intended to perform. So the word intent, right, it means that I have a certain objective, I do have a vision, I do have a mission. And the analysis that you're going to perform to your idea, you'll be using a strategic formulation through SWOT analysis, corporate level strategy, business level strategy, and strategic plan, right? So those are the strategic analysis tools in which will enable you to perform an implementation on projects, on certain procedures, on the way you're going to functionally wise allocate your resources, structural, right, how to build your structure of your business, right, and the behavior. And when it comes to structure, it is one of the arms we're going to see it of in strategic analysis under the G. Mackenzie model, right? The strategy and the system and the structure. We're going to look onto it. And then you do have strategic evaluation. As we said, that you'll be able to analyze and assess, right, your strategy and how you're going to improvement when we took it into the importance of having a strategic management. And that what makes it unique, right? That you keep on looking where I'm standing and where do I need to go on my next move. Now, all of these four items, they are set under what we call strategic control. So those are the four stations, right? And including the stage strategic control, that's the fifth station, right? In which you are able to help you to perform your strategic management process. Now, throughout our course, once you get joined with our course, right, you will be able to know how to establish a strategic management plan, how to introduce an idea, right, that is the strategic intent. We're going to help you through it. Then we'll be able to help you how to analyze that idea and how to elaborate throughout it, how to formalize, how you perform analysis, how you perform a strategic analysis, corporate level analysis, strategic plan, business level strategy analysis, and then the analytic tools we're going to use, okay, and then the evaluation of and control of your strategy. So it's not only knowledge base that we're going to provide you with the course, but as well, we're going to provide you with the practical appliance, right? How to manage your business, how to start a business, how to generate, right? Or how to maneuver, how to ploy with your competitors. So that's what we're going to benefit. And remember that in our life, that it's all based on strategies, right? How I'm going to have a friendship with someone, how that's a strategy, right? Let's say today you're gonna get let's say a new business, you're gonna have a plan to buy a new car. So that's, again, you're gonna replace your car with a new car. Which car should I select? So you're going to strategize, right, how to do it. So in all our daily life, where it's full of strategies. Hope this session has been of great will to you and prosperous, right? And thank you very much for your time. To see you with other sessions regarding strategic management, and hope to meet you soon through our courses. Thank you very much, and it has been our pleasure. Thank you.